always have a sponge to help with that. And just like if you were doing a plate, we talked about how to lower it. The drags, you want to have that in your, and then, so before it mushrooms. So right now I'm just making it lower, stretching it. And you're going to make a solid donut first. So I'm going to make a true donut. And then I'm going to show you what you can do with the donut throwing theme. So, now remember how we open for a plate? I'm going all the way down. If I can't get it with the knuckle, I'm going to use the sponge. And as it mushrooms here, I'm going to keep this thumb lower so it doesn't mushroom. Or my hand, try to get this to make a solid donut. Otherwise, if you drag, you're going to rip off some clay. That wasn't good. Sometimes you're lopsided because you're afraid to hold onto the clay. When you centrifugally center, you'll basically have two hands, and you're squeezing and pushing down and holding still. You hold still, you grip that clay and hold it tight, and then the clay conforms to what you want, not pushing you around. Notice my elbows are braced, I'm leaning over it, my hands are blocked together. So that's important. So I have a solid donut, basically, right? A big ring of clay that's pretty thick. So now, what you can do, I always flatten the top so it's easy to see where the half line is. Just remember that one that we were making lids? Boy, this looks like an awful lot like the lid demo. Remember that? So if I go down and I'm just dividing and I'm coming down 1/4 of an inch from the bottom, like I'm opening here, now I'm opening here, just like we normally open a pot, but now we're opening this wall. And this is where you'd stop it, and I'll stop it and I'll check it so you can see. I'll go in here, put my finger in there, pull them both out so you can see about 1/4 of an inch. And then you want to, this is key, pull up your inside wall and then pull up your outside wall. If you pull up your outside wall first, you can't get your hands over the wall to pull up the inside wall, okay? So that's a good thing to remember and a good reason to watch a demo instead of just trying it on your own. So once you have the height out of that, then you're going over here and you're going to pull up your outside wall. And then it's called marrying them, is when you put them together. So before you put them together, you have to get the water out of the center. Otherwise, you've trapped that moisture and it'll cut a crack in the bottom of the pot, work its way through, right? So the inside wall, I want doing this. The outside wall, I want doing this. And they're going to come together and we're going to marry them.
Sounds like a Beatles tune.
I don't know. I was going to ask, do we have any priests in here that can marry somebody? Any ordained ministers? Any ordained ministers that want to give the blessing or whatever? So I am taking a tooth rib, so I'm scoring and slipping so the two pieces can join and become one, right? That's the idea. So I'm just going to try to bring them and kiss them. However, if you have two rib tools, this becomes really easy and fun. Rib tools like this I find better. But if you don't, you have like a rubber rib. You see another small one?
I see a rubber rib. I see that.
No, that's too small. I can use this one. Okay. As long as it's flexible and you can curve it. So if I pull this and then I just let them slide together, I'm going so gently and just crossing them. So there. They did their kiss of marriage. Then I'm going to shape it a little bit. I'm going to press down. And once again, I've just created a big air pocket, right? And if I leave it this way and until the next time I work on it, and it becomes leather hard. It'll crack itself apart because the air as it shrinks, the air inside becomes compressed, and it's like shrinking around a tube or something, and it will compress the clay until it cracks. The air wants out. So, what do you do with a donut? And you can trim this outside off. Things you can do with a donut.
Well, if you're about pushing, you make it into a noodle.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Val Cushing. If you look at my diagram, this is the Janet diagram. From time to time. Can you push on that? Can you push on that so the tape sticks up? See, there's inside out tape. There we go. A little higher. Take it up. Yeah, there you go. So you can make a little frame for like a mirror. Oh, or or put like a picture in it. You can take and make a vase. So if I turn this over and I could trim it, let's talk about